What's going on, guys? It's your boy. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be continuing along with our Transformers watch-along series. Today we're going to be watching the fourth movie of the original Transformers movies. This movie is still directed by Michael Bay, but I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Shia LaBeouf is no longer in these. It's going to be Mark Wahlberg is our main character that we're going to be following. So, you know, that's exciting. I honestly have no expectations for this movie. I'm pretty sure this is called Age of Extinction, so I'm excited to see what they mean by that. Like, is everybody gonna die? Is that something that's gonna happen? I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the DVD player, and I'll come back with my initial review and reaction.
Watch, oh, it's Watch List Wednesday.
I'll add it to the list.
Alrighty, so I think I actually kind of liked it. I'm a little confused. So, starting off with this movie, they start off with this giant, like, prologue where it's just like, here's the dinosaurs. You get to see a bunch of dinosaurs, which I was excited about. I was like, oh my god, dinosaurs in a Transformers movie? This is what I'm talking about. And then immediately, boom, meteorite. And then we're seeing, you know, this is like the first time that the Transformers came to Earth, which, by the way, I think they've now said 3 different origin stories for the Transformers in 3 of the 4 different movies, so maybe they should have picked one and went with it. But either way, we're seeing, like, you know, remnants of Autobots have been around for, you know, so many centuries now, and it's supposed to be this, like, super big, like, oh my god, and what are they up to now? And then we are getting this, like, super epic intro, and I'm like, yeah, this is, you know what, this is awesome. I'm on board for this. I'm really excited. And then the first scene that has human characters, we find out the 2 main people are TJ Miller and Mark Wahlberg. That's like a nightmare blunt rotation. I'm gonna be honest with you, not a great cast right off the bat. I'm kind of like, okay, well, my anticipation for this movie that was like starting to actually go up a little bit because of the original visuals and stuff immediately skyrocketed down. And one of the first sequences with them, they're going into some movie theater that's absolutely destroyed, and they're making a bunch of like inappropriate jokes like, haha, I bet you took all the ladies here back when you were younger and stuff like that. And it's like, guys will be guys type moment, but like written by a misogynist. So, you know, this movie has a lot of those, like, Michael Bay-isms where it's like, okay, there's going to be women in it. They're going to be absolutely skinny as hell, and they're going to be supermodels, essentially. And, you know, they're just going to constantly wear the skimpiest outfits they could possibly wear. Makes sense, Michael Bay. Makes sense. I mean, you do you, boss man. There's also a lot of explosions. I think that the action, for the most part of this movie, is actually really good. I have one complaint about the action that a lot of people might disagree with. There's way too much going on. During the 3rd act, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. There's going to be this big conclusion. And like 20 minutes later, I'm like, this shit is still fucking going. I was like, there's still this thing is still going on. We're still transforming right now. I enjoyed it, and I like the fact that all of the Transformers, for the most part, actually had different kind of personalities and stuff like that. Like, there's the one that's like smoking a cigar. I don't know what I just said, but that was wrong. And he has, like, the beer belly, and he's, like, you know, this, like, kind of, like, World War II grandpa stereotype. And I'm like, I dig this guy. He's a whole lot of fun. I still don't know any of their names. I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying so hard to lock into these movies, but I'm like, aside from Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, I'm not gonna know any of the names of any of these Transformers. I'm trying my best, man, but it's just, there's so much going on, and the action is absolutely captivating. I will say that. It actually looks really good. The city is getting destroyed is fantastic. There's a lot of sequences where it's just people's being shot, being like chased by another random guy with a gun, and it's like, those action sequences for the most part work for me. I will admit, in a Transformers movie, I'm like, why are we spending so much time focusing on Mark Wahlberg running away from a random guy with a gun? Budgetary reasons. I know the reason why we're doing it, but at the same time, it's another one of those things where it's just like, the 3rd act felt like it was 47 minutes long, and you probably could have made it 20 minutes and made it a little bit more impactful. I think that the stakes and everything were good, though. I do like the whole concept of the American government being assholes and being like, you know what, they're Transformers, we can probably create these guys. And the whole, like, subplot with Optimus Prime and all of the Autobots being absolutely pissed at the American government because they're killing their friends and they're, like, using their body parts for, like, their own versions of Transformers. It's very interesting. I love how sassy Bumblebee is in this movie. I feel like he's incredibly entertaining. The sequences where they're, like, going through and they're trying to, like, have, like, you know, super secretive sneaking into the military base where they're, you know, testing out these new designs, and they're talking about how, like, this is such a massive upgrade, and he gets pissed and he just, like, punches it. That's entertaining. I think that that's fun. The sequence where the guy explains Romeo and Juliet laws and pulls out the card that has the official law. Michael Bay, what are you doing? I understand that this was a different time. People could make raunchier jokes like that. Jokes about, like, people being like, I'm dating this girl that's underage. Let me go ahead and make sure I have this law that shows why it's legal. That is terrible. That is absolutely god-awful. And I don't care if it's like, at the time, this was totally an acceptable thing to do. It's painful to watch. I'm like, there's so many better jokes you can make, and you do not need to sexualize every female character ever to make it a good joke. But that being said, some of the father-son dynamic, not father-son, some of the like father and like daughter's boyfriend little dynamics, I thought that was entertaining. I thought that there was a lot of fun to be had there. Mark Wahlberg is an actor that I do kind of enjoy in comedic lights. So like, there's some sequences where I am really enjoying him, but there's also moments where like, he's messing around with the government and he's acting like he's some big, tough guy. And I'm like, his character is some random low-level mechanic. I'm pretty sure he would not be talking to the general of the military and being like, actually, what I'm going to do, you're going to listen to me and I've got this thing and I've got leverage on you. And you're like, he wouldn't be a badass. He wouldn't. And I do kind of just hate the fact that, like, he always plays this character that has way too much confidence that is not warranted whatsoever. And it's partially because, like, Mark Wahlberg is the same guy who said, if I was on that plane during 9/11, it wouldn't have went down like that. And it's like, maybe don't say stuff like that. I think that that's really weird. But yeah, overall, the cast, not incredibly great. I do like the fact that they killed off TJ Miller and they killed off some of the other characters, because something that these Transformers movies do a lot is kill off a bunch of random military dudes who we do not know the names of to be like, oh my god, dangerous things are definitely happening. This guy got killed. That guy got killed. Oh my god, I forgot to bring up one of my favorite jokes from, well, it's a terrible joke, but it's just, like, actually kind of hilarious. And I will say, every once in a while, there's a joke in one of these movies that is so ridiculously bad that it is absolutely hilarious. And there's a sequence where Mark Wahlberg, once again, he was way too tough for his own good, is coming in being all boss man, macho to TJ Miller's character, and he says, I own you! And TJ Miller's character just kind of awkwardly goes like, I'm pretty sure owning people isn't even legal anymore. And he said, definitely not in Texas, or something like that. And he said, which is surprising for Texas, or something like that. And I just thought it was a great joke. Oh, he said not even in Texas. Either way, excellent joke, fantastic. Actually made me laugh my ass off. I had to pause the movie for a second so I could catch my breath because I was not ready for that. But yeah, like I said, these movies have some charm to them. They're just interesting. We actually see named characters getting murdered. We see people reacting to it. I do think they do a really bad job of like, oh no, TJ Miller died. Okay, anyways, on to the next part. Like, they didn't give any of the death sequences time to breathe, but that being said, I liked what they were going for with it, and I think that this was a step in the right direction. So overall, I enjoyed this movie. If I had to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 100, I probably would give it a solid, like, 71. Like, aside from it dragging on and some of the dialogue being really bad and some of the jokes being really bad, I enjoyed this more than some of the other ones. So, that being said, that was it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by and checking it out. I love and appreciate you guys so much for watching. And if you liked it, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Bow, bow, bow.